everyone. Thanks for coming by Tampa Bay Fishing Channel again. We've got another new episode coming out. I wanted to kind of talk about how we start our day, and before we ever get out on the water, how we kind of plan our trip around where we're going to fish, how we're going to fish, and what we're going to fish with. The important thing that we have found is that tides and salooners are very, very important. I don't know how many people out there follow them, but when we just recently did that seminar with Tampa Fishing Outfitters, which thank you for everybody that came out, we noticed that a lot of people don't follow the tides and salooners. I'm going to kind of break down exactly what we're looking at. When we look at the tides, like this last weekend, the tides were, it was a high tide early in the morning at around 7:30, 7:45. The tide was changing out near the Skyway and going from an incoming to an outgoing, but it was going to take a while because it was a long outgoing tide. So we knew that the bite was going to go off on that change of that tide because the tide was going to slow down. We like to hit those slow periods on those slow tides when it's either changing or if it's a long outgoing or long incoming tide or even a flat tide. We like to fish those. So as you see on the screen, the top of the tide was at about 7:45, and we were out there fishing by that time. We had caught our bait, everything was ready to go. And sure enough, we had a major feeding time starting at around 8:30 to 10:30. And we got our limit of snapper from before 9:30 in the morning. And we threw a bunch back because we were keeping the bigger ones. And we caught snapper from 18 to about 21 inches. And then after that, we decided to go and hit the grouper on the end of the major feeding time. And we ended up catching 2 gags that were keepers. We caught probably 75, 80 fish altogether. As you can see, we followed those salooners and followed the tides. And as if you notice, the tide and the salooner kind of match each other when the tide is kind of slacking out. So we've learned that over time to where we want to be in the best spot that we can be in, where we know that there's fish, and we want to be on that spot when that major or minor feeding time starts. Now the major start is 2 hours long and the minor's about an hour long. They're not 100% accurate, but they're pretty darn close. This was the start of our day, and I hope you enjoy this video, and if you have any questions, please let us know. We seem to be getting a little fish off the bottom right in there. We're chumming with dead whitebait from the bucket.
The bucket cam.
The bucket cam. Now I'm going to give Chad a chance to catch a fish here. Hold on a minute. Okay, I'm on. Don't let me down, Chad. Oh, you're freelining? Man, I'll be patient. Well, it looked like they were coming up. Chad is freelining with no weight in 48 feet of water. Let's see if chumming does its job. Right now we're using a 1/2-inch jig. And because the tide is kind of slowly, oop, Chad's got one. Come on.
Lost one.
Jesus. That's why the camera's not on him today. If he continues to suck like he is, he's definitely not going to get any time. Oh, did he come back? Oh, good fish, good fish. What do you think?
Snapper.
Snapper?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a snapper. That's a good snapper.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Free lining in 48 feet of water.
They don't lose a finger.
Good job. That's what I was saying. This tide is going so slow that Chad is able to get him up. We're able to take like a net full of chum, throw it in the water, and get them chummed up. That's what I was saying before, that the fish were showing up on the screen. Man, I thought I had him. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but this is the knot that I use. I call it an improved Albright knot. But I make a loop end like this, and then I go through, and then I wrap it 7 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then what I do is I go back through underneath the loop like this, and then reverse it twice. Once, twice, and then I go back through the loop, and then I tighten it down, and that's it. That's no terminal tackle, nothing like that. And then I cut it off as close as I can get it. And that's the knot you get right there. It's definitely a snapper. Oh yeah.
Puking up chummers.
Yeah, he is. Yep. That fish was puking up chummers. That's a decent snapper right there. I hate handling these things. Come on, Chad. Of course I get hit when he got me in the crap. There's the bottom. It's lit up like a Christmas tree. There's the shark right there. I guarantee it.
He's not on my side.
He's on your side. He's a little one, Chad. That's embarrassing.
Bigger than that one.
That's true.
Before.
Like a grouper?
Definitely not ours. Way too heavy of a hook for ours.
And heavy leader. Don't be close. Get him, Chad. Oh. Come Come on, man.
It didn't even touch nothing.
Come on.
What the hell?
That's like 3 keepers you've lost today.
It's more than that. That was a good tug too. That was on a big bait. That was a white bait, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh shit, big old shark.
Yeah.
Yep. Big old shark. Big old lemon shark.
Got it. Oh, there he is.
I'm going to try to see if I can't get this lemon shark on film. He's coming right up to the surface. Well, we got our limited snapper, Chad. So now we're going to go after our grouper.
Yes, sir. 10 o'clock. Got a couple hours left.
Let's go. Okay, I was just able to put another gag in the boat. I'm over here, camera. I was just able to put another gag in the boat. So we have 2 keeper gags. We have our limit snapper. The afternoon bite has been tough because the tide was ripping. It's just now starting to slow down. Let me show you the cooler real quick. Well, you really can't see too much in there. Yep. Nice.